Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we have a new crochet tutorial for the Sea Breeze cover up. You can make it as a top or as a dress. It's really nice to have in both versions. I designed first this dress in 2018 and I'm happy that I can finally share with you a video tutorial. So I hope you like it. Into this video, I will make the top version. For this one, I used the Dhalia Mixo from Hobby. This is a sport weight yarn, and for the dress version, I used Hobby Azalea. You can use a 3.5mm crochet hook. I will change and switch to a 4mm crochet hook because I want this top to be a bit looser around my bust. But into the pattern, you will see that for the dress, I used a 3.5mm crochet hook. Now for the size that I'm making, I will chain 161 stitches. The last stitch, it will be the one chain before the single crochet row because I'm doing one single crochet row just to avoid twisting the chain, the foundation chain. So this is like a foundation row, is not counting into our row count. It's just to avoid twisting the chain. So now we will single crochet into every stitch to the end of the row. After finishing the row, we will join into the first single crochet. And this, the first stitch that we're doing, it will be the back center point where we will do the increases. And now we will need to mark the front panel center point. This should be into the middle stitch. I will have it at a stitch 81. So between the stitch markers, you will need to have the same number of stitches. And now we will start to chain 3. Make 1 double crochet into the same first stitch and double crochet to the middle point stitch marker, the front one. And here we will do an increase, 2 double crochet, chain 3 and another 2 double crochet. So at the beginning of the row, because I miss filming that, you need to chain 3, which will count as a double crochet, then double crochet in the same first stitch, and then continue with double crochet stitches up to the stitch marker. And into the stitch marker, the stitch marked, you will do 2 double crochet, chain 3 and 2 double crochet. This will be the front panel center point, and now we will work double crochet to the end of the row. And we will need to finish this increase over here. So into the first stitch, the same one as the chain 3, we will work 2 double crochet to finish the increase, chain 3 and join with a slip stitch into the first stitch, into the third chain basically. So now we have 2 center points back and front, and in these 3 chains we will increase every time, every single row. Now the next row will be a mesh stitch row, and we will chain 4 and then skip 1 stitch and work a double crochet. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch and work 1 double crochet. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch and work 1 double crochet. And we will continue until the 3 chain space. The last stitch before the 3 chain space will be a double crochet. We will see right away. So here we have to make a double crochet into the double crochet before the chain 3, then chain 1, and into the 3 chain space we will double crochet, chain 3, and another double crochet. Then chain 1 and work a double crochet right into the double crochet after the 3 chain space. And now we will continue with chain 1, skip 1, and 1 double crochet. And at the end of the row, we will work 1 double crochet into the stitch before the chain 3, chain 1, 1 double crochet into the 3 chain space, chain 3, another double crochet into the 3 chain space, chain 1, and join with the 3rd chain. Okay, and now we will have another mesh stitch row, so we will chain 4, skip the 1 chain space and work 1 double crochet into the next double crochet, and we will repeat up to the 3 chain space, the middle point. Then into the 3 chain space we will work the increase, 1 double crochet, chain 3, 1 double crochet. Then we will continue with the mesh stitch pattern to the end of the row. So we will repeat the row 2. Basically we will work into the same way. When we got to the chain 3 at the end of the row, we will work 1 double crochet, chain 3, and another double crochet. Then chain 1, 1 double crochet into the last double crochet. Our row is starting a bit to the right. Then chain 1 and slip stitch into the 3rd chain. And this is how the row 3 ended. Now we will chain 3, we will have a double crochet row, and we will double crochet into each stitch until we get to the 3 chain space. And into the 3 chain space, each 3 chain space we will do 2 double crochet, chain 3, and another 2 double crochet. Into the rest of the stitches we will work 1 double crochet. Now we will finish the row with 2 double crochet, chain 3, and another 2 double crochet into the 3 chain space. And we will finish the round with the rest of the stitches, 1 double crochet in each. and join with a slip stitch with the third chain. And now we will cut the yarn because we finished the collar of the dress or of the top, and now we will start to work the front and back panels across the armholes. So now we will need to mark the front panel and back panel stitches. Both panels are worked in the same way, so we will let a few stitches for the sleeves, and you will need to count from the center point, the chain 3. Okay, so I will have 33 stitches. 33 stitches, counting from the chain 3 space to the left and to the right. So in total I will have, for the back panel, because this is what I'm working right now, I will have 66 stitches, double crochet stitches, plus 1 3 chain space. The front and back panels will be worked flat, so on turning after each row, and we will keep repeating the same four rows repeat. So 1 double crochet row, 2 mesh stitch row, and another double crochet row. And these front and back panels are worked across the armhole, so you need to work as many rows as you need until you will get to the armpit. If you need more rows than the ones indicated into the pattern, you can work more rows. So now we will rejoin the yarn into the mark stitch, and we will chain 3, and my first round will be with a double crochet, so I will double crochet into every stitch up to the 3 chain space. Into the 3 chain space we will work the increase, 2 double crochet, chain 3, and another 2 double crochets. So here it is, the 3 chain space. We will work 2 double crochets, chain 3, and another 2 double crochet. Now we will work 1 double crochet into every stitch until we get to the second stitch marker. That will be our last stitch. This is the beginning of the round, the chain 3. Make sure that you're not working too many stitches over there. So I will continue to work up to the stitch marker, and now we have to work a mesh stitch row, so I will chain 4, turn, skip the next double crochet, and we will work 1 double crochet into the next, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, and work 1 double crochet into the next. And we will repeat up to the 3 chain space, and into the 3 chain space we will work 1 double crochet, chain 3, and another double crochet. If you're wondering if the mesh stitch row pattern increase has only one stitch, actually we are counting the one chain before that we're making before, and that will count as a second stitch of the increase. So now I chained one before going to make the increase into the 3 chain space, and then I will chain one after, and then going right into the first double crochet after the 3 chain space and work the double crochet. Now we will continue with the mesh stitch pattern to the end of the row. Now we will work across the armhole, and we will repeat the same pattern, the same 4 rows pattern, until we will get to the armpit. With every row we are increasing with 4 stitches per row. I will work in total 11 rows, so these are the number of rows that I work for the back panel, and now we will repeat the same pattern for the front panel. So again, I marked the stitches counting from the middle point, the 3 chain space. I counted 33 stitches on one side, so to the right, and 33 stitches to the left. And now I will start working the same pattern as for the back panel. The same number of rows and the same pattern. So I rejoin the yarn and chain 3, and now I will work the double crochet row. And we will repeat the same pattern as the back panel. Now we finished the front panel as well, and now it's time to join the 2 pieces together and start working in the round. If you didn't have, because now if you're measuring across from corner to corner, you should have the bust width. If you don't, it didn't reach the bust width and you need extra stitches, but you don't want to work extra rows for the front and back panels, then you can start when joining to work some armpit stitches. Now I will explain how we will work to keep this dress straight. If you're looking at the pattern, it's like a chevron pattern, if it will be like not in the round. So we are seeing this side, so I have 1, 2 for the front panel, 3, 4 for the back panel. We are increasing on every section with 2 stitches, and this means that if I want to keep a straight line to the bottom of the dress, I will need to decrease 2 stitches on every side. So now we will turn from the back panel. Okay, so now we need to work a double crochet row. So we will chain 3 and turn. And we will work 1 double crochet in each stitch to the center point, then into the center point. So we will work this row as usual, as it will be the next row of our front panel, but at the end of the front panel we will join with the back panel. Yeah, so work up to this corner as usual. Now after working the last stitch, we will join with the back panel. and we will work a double crochet into the first stitch of the back panel. This will create another row basically for the length of the armhole. If you don't want that, you can twist those stitches. So work a cross stitch, working the first back panel stitch and then turning and work the last front panel stitch. And now we will continue to finish with the back panel. Okay, and we will join with a slip stitch into the third chain after finishing with the back panel. And now we have both panels together, and starting from now we will start to decrease on the side edges of the dress to keep those the dress straight. So as I said, we are adding 2 stitches for each section, so we have 4 sections in total, and we are adding 2 stitches on each. So that is why we will decrease with 2 stitches on each section on the side edge. I hope that it makes sense. So in the opposite side where we are adding 2 stitches on the top, on the middle point here, and we will need on the opposite side to decrease 2 stitches so that we will keep the line of the skirt straight. Otherwise we will keep adding stitches, and this will create an increase on the side edge of the dress, and it will take an A shape. So that is why we need to see this as a chevron stitch pattern. So to keep the side edges straight, we need to decrease. So we need to keep the same number of stitches on these sections. Now you can work only on the right side if you want for the length of the dress, or if you want you can turn after each round. This is what I will be doing. So now beginning the next row we will need to decrease 2 stitches as I said. So we will slip 3 stitches so that we can put the yarn on the 3rd stitch and start our row from there. And now we will chain 3 because it's a double crochet row, and we will continue and double crochet to the 3 chain space, making the increase and then getting to the other side edge. And here when I have 2 stitches left, I need to skip those 2 stitches. Then I will skip 2 stitches from the other side, the other section, and work a double crochet. So I have 4 stitches here that I skipped, 2 stitches on each section. If you think that this hole is too big on the side edge, you can work stitches together like 2 double crochets together, but you need to make sure that you will decrease 2 stitches per section. So here I'm working the front panel. I will need to skip 2 stitches because we need to keep the same number of stitches. So maybe you can work something like this. This will I will end up with only 1 stitch and I will skip 4. For me personally, I don't see that it's a problem if I'm working that space over there, so I'm kind of okay with it. And but you can find a different combination of stitches together or something like that, but keep in mind that you will need to decrease 4 stitches on this side edge, and it will need to be 2 stitches on each section, so front and back or back and front depending on which side you are working. So I will keep skipping those 2 stitches. I'm trying to find a method here that it will work. So with the last stitch from the front panel and one of the stitches, the third stitch, I worked 2 together, skipping 1 stitch in between, but just to keep decreasing those stitches, but to not to have that hole over there. But as I said, I kind of like the space that is creating that hole because it's looking like a reverse increase on the front and back panel, that chain 3 over there, so I kind of like it. So I will skip 2 stitches from this section, then from 2 stitches from the next section, and I will work a double crochet in next and continue working double crochet stitches and into the same stitch pattern until I will get to the next edge. Don't forget to keep the increases in the middle center point because those are still done as they are. Now when I do have 2 stitches left from the round, I will simply skip them and join with a slip stitch. Now I will turn my work. As I said, I decided to turn my work every row, but you can continue working on only on the right side, and we will start the same with 3 slip stitches to position the yarn on the third stitch. And now I will chain 4, skip 1 stitch and work 1 double crochet in next. I will work into the established stitch pattern. Remember, we need to keep increasing into the middle points as well as the same as we did until now. At the edge, when we have 2 stitches left from this side, we are skipping them, then we are skipping 2 stitches from the other side, so 4 stitches in total, and then I will go into the next and work the double crochet. And now I will continue with the stitch pattern, chain 1, skip 1, 1 double crochet in next. We will work the increase into the middle, then continue with the stitch pattern until we have 2 stitches left from this round. At the end of the row, we will skip those 2 stitches and slip stitch into the third chain. Now I will turn, but it's not mandatory. You can work only on the right side, and we will slip 3 stitches, then chain 4. We will work into the established stitch pattern to the other side edge when we have 2 stitches left. Again, keep increasing into the middle center point. On the side edge, we have 2 stitches left, 1 chain and 1 double crochet. We will skip those. Then we will skip from the other side, 1 double crochet and 1 chain, and we will work a double crochet into the next double crochet. Now we will continue with the stitch pattern until we have 2 stitches left. And at the end of the row we will skip the last 2 stitches and join with a slip stitch into the 3rd chain. Now we will turn again, we will slip stitch the first 3 stitches to position the yarn on the 3rd stitch, chain 3 and we double crochet into each stitch. Into the 3 chain space we will work 2 double crochet, chain 3, 2 double crochet. And again we are keep decreasing with those 4 stitches, 2 on each side, on each section, let's just say all the time. So this is how the edges are straight, you can see it already. And now we will continue working into this manner until we reach the desired length. So this is how those spaces are looking. I don't think it's bad, but again you can find a method to work a few stitches together and making sure that you're skipping 4 stitches. So now we will keep repeating the pattern, working 2 rows in double crochet, 2 rows in mesh stitch pattern until we will reach the desired length. So this is the front side, the right side. I just turn it just to make sure how it's looking. Okay, so I think I'm done with the length, at least for the top version. And to finish this top, we will work some edges around the armholes, the neckline, and for the bottom hem, I will use the same finishing as the original dress, meaning I will place those fringe. So if you want to work the dress version, then keep working until you reach the desired length. Make sure that you're measuring from on the side edges because the front panels will be longer, but you want to make sure that you're measuring the shorter side of the dress. So now we are adding some fringe, or let's just start with armhole edging. So I will rejoin the yarn at the armpit and we will work a single crochet round. For the side rows we will work 2 single crochet into each side row. If you're having a double crochet, you are working 1 single crochet into the top and then another one into the bottom of the double crochet on the side row. And if it's a chain 3, you will work 1 single crochet into the top chain and 1 into the bottom chain. After finishing with the side rows, we will work 1 single crochet into each stitch. At the end of the row, we will slip stitch into the first single crochet. Now I will chain 1 and I choose for my edging to work a slip stitches edge I do like how this is looking, but of course you can use work another rows in a single crochet or as you wish. If you decide to work like slip stitches, make sure that you're keeping those stitches looser, because it will make it easier for you to work the slip stitches. And we will continue with a slip stitch into each stitch. And now I will keep working slip stitches around, but when you're having already one row in slip stitches, you'll see that you have V stitches on the front, so that V, and also in the back, like this. So we have in the front and in the back. So I will insert the hook into the back V, like this, and working the slip stitch, letting that V in the front laying nicely, and adding one more row. And after finishing the second row, if you want, you can work more in this manner. I think I will work one more. I do love this edging because it's looking like an I-cord in knitting, and it gives a nice finishing touch to this pattern on that edge. So I will continue working 3 rows in total in slip stitches, and I will do the same on the other armhole, and we will do the same pattern on the neckline as well. Okay, after finishing 3 rows in slip stitches, this is how the edge is looking. I think it's looking really pretty, and we will repeat the same edging on the other sleeve and on the neckline. For the neckline, because we have that V in the middle of the front panel and in the middle of the back panel, on our first round in single crochet, we will make some decreases into that veil, so we can keep the same shape and not adding too many stitches. On the slip stitches rounds, I don't see it really necessarily, but on this first single crochet row, I think it's a good idea to make that those decreases so we can keep the V shape. So I'm rejoining the yarn into one of the sides at the neckline, and now we will continue to single crochet into each stitch until we have 2 stitches left before that center point of the V neckline. Okay, so I have now, this is the center point, and I have 2 stitches over here, and I will work those 2 stitches together. Then I will work the center, and then after the center again 2 stitches together, like so. And we will do the same on the other V. We will proceed the same. And after finishing the single crochet round, we will slip stitch into the first single crochet, And now we will start to work those slip stitches. For the slip stitches row, I'm starting with a chain, and you can mark that one chain at the beginning to know where you will need to join your round. Yeah, because sometimes can be difficult to find that first chain. And into the center point here, you can keep it as it is to work a slip stitch into every stitch, and I will work the same 3 rows as I did for the sleeves. After finishing with the neckline edging, we are ready to make the fringe, to add the fringe, and I will show you how I did it. So I'm measuring to be the double of the length that I want for my fringe, and I'm wrapping the yarn like this. Then you need to cut it into individual strands. Don't worry if these are equals or not, because we will try to straighten them at the end. And I will use one strand of yarn, and I will place the fringe into every stitch of the edge, the bottom edge. But of course, if you want, you can skip a few stitches if you think that there are too many. Is up to you. So now I will cut these loops to have individual strands of yarn. And now with the crochet hook, I will insert the crochet hook into the stitch where I want to place the fringe, taking one strand, folding it in half, then grabbing that loop, that middle loop, and then take the ends of the strand of yarn and pass them through that loop. Again, now I'm going into the next stitch and doing the same. Like so. And we will repeat the process until we finish the entire bottom edge. This might take a while, and it really requires patience, but of course, if you don't want to add those fringe, then feel free to find a different method to finish your the bottom of your top. But I think they are really cute, and they complete this design, so I hope you will have the patience to do it. Now it's not mandatory, but I decided to straighten those fringe, and I cut them a bit. I don't think they are pretty straight, but I did my best. I don't mind having them like this, so I don't think it's a really big deal, but I want them shorter anyway, so that's why I try to cut them straight. You need to have a good scissor to do that, because it might be tricky. At least this is how I find it. And after we finish in cutting this fringe, basically this top version of the sea breeze cover up is done. We just need to weave in all the looser ends, and is ready to wear. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It's kind of my this design has a special place in my heart, and I'm happy that I finally managed to make a video tutorial for it. So I hope it will be useful to use along with the written pattern that you can find on my website and in my stores. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you'll it will be useful to follow along with the rhythm pattern, and I am super excited that I managed to publish this video because it was something that I had in mind for a long time ago, and now it's finally here on my channel, and I'm really happy with this, and I hope you are too. So thank you so much for being here with me for another video tutorial, and see you next time. Bye.